Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to another Ski Mask Boys episodes. Pinky here with my homeboy. Today we're talking about Magic Leap. As you can see, it's kind of a um, augmented reality tool, and it's very mysterious. That's the first thing that we've noticed about this. Almost didn't do a show because there's not a lot of information here, but you can see there's a elephant that is being projected in some way onto this person's hands. And what we've heard is that there is some kind of device, maybe similar to Google Glass, maybe not. And we wouldn't doubt it because Google is leading the round. They just closed, I think, a $548 million round. And I think that this is probably one of the most interesting projects that's going on out here because nobody really knows a lot about it, and they're closing a huge round. I mean, they must not have any users at this point. So I don't know, bro. What do you think?
I think it's insane that they closed over $500 million round without any sort of commercial product that anybody even knows what it is. It's especially from like Google. They raised from they got some money from Qualcomm, Andreessen Horowitz. So they got money from some really tried and true firms, and it's kind of astonishing to think that uh, just nobody really knows what this thing is. Like you said, it is a wearable of some sort, supposedly. Um, but they just here you can see what they're doing with that money though. Look at this. This is the list. This is the job openings. This is hardware engineering.
Yeah, you can deduce basically, what they're gonna come up with. I mean, they have RF, electrical engineers, a lot of hardware engineers. So there must even be a module somewhere involved in this. It'll use an Android system clearly, so that might be another reason why Google's in on this. Um,
There's an astonishing amount of jobs that they're filling here, though. I mean, like just the skill in implementing like a tenth of this many people all at
eye
once.
tracking and iris recognition. Sorry to cut you off, but that's an important point there.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like 3D people tracking avatars and/or gesture. Like,
Yeah, you can pretty much deduce what this thing is going to be, and I mean, this is definitely the future. It just seems like we've been waiting for a really long time, virtual reality, and they're not calling it virtual reality. I think they've even trademarked. I was reading earlier, they trademarked a term called like cinematic reality, I think, and that's what they're going to try to call it. And it kind of looks like what it does is it projects um, virtual objects onto into the physical world to where you can hardly distinguish between a real object and a virtual object. Um, I think there could be a lot of scary uses for this, honestly. I mean, this could be the starting of something that ends up like the Matrix, where I don't even know which objects are in reality or not.
mm, I think that you're right. I mean, I don't know about. I wouldn't take it that far, but you could see some schizophrenic people losing their shit over this. But I think that it'll change if they can do that and do it convincingly, where you can project things like into your living room because you have some sort of device that you're wearing that can do that, or you have like some sort of glasses that can do that. And I mean, it'll change the way our relationship to media and technology entirely. I mean, it'll crush certain types of current media.
Yeah, I mean the thing that's going to happen here is if this technology really takes off the way that I think it will, children are going to be raised in a world that is very different from the one that we were raised in. I mean, I imagine a 3-year-old kid could be playing with a virtualized pet and may not really even know the difference between a virtual pet and a dog, where they're probably going to not distinguish between physical and virtual objects, really. I'm sure they're going to be able to tell the difference, but they're going to be interacting with them in a way that's very similar to real objects, or maybe even more involved. And if you want to go to an extreme, you could end up being in a room that has nothing inside of it, but it's filled up completely with virtual objects. And what's going to stop you from um, projecting these kind of things onto people's faces and shit? Like, I could just be having a day where I feel really ugly, and I could maybe wear a different face. You know, once the resolution and the processing power gets high enough, I mean, we're talking we could probably hide objects,
How
hide
much
people.
how much better would a subway ride be if everybody's face looked like, I don't know, like not Kate Winslet. I don't know why Kate Winslet's name popped into my head. I would hate to be on a subway ride with a bunch of Kate Winslets. I'd rather be on a subway ride with a bunch of like teenage Leonardo DiCaprios. But like, I don't know. I don't even know who a hot female celebrity is anymore these days.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what they're gonna come up with here. I have a feeling that this is gonna be a big blunder. I don't know. Just seems like there's a lot of cash in the game without a lot of people seeing what's going on, and it seems like a lot of this cash is going to be spent on research and development. And I'd be really scared if I was caring about returns on that investment in the short term, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, Google's not. Look, they didn't put however many hundreds of millions of dollars they put in this for a short-term return.
Yeah.
But I think that they might be looking at it as, so look at, somebody sold them on a vision that Google can't go out and do themselves in the same fashion for whatever reason, right? Otherwise, Google would have done this in-house themselves, or they think they'll be able to buy it somehow. So these guys, whoever's building this, has some sort of expertise and or a prototype of something that has blown Google away, because otherwise Google would just be like, well, you don't have any product. Why should we give you $500 million?
Yeah, it seems like it would be a Google X project, and there must be some IP involved that makes them want to invest in something. Because I mean, I've even Google has this new 3D phone. They've completely ripped off this other phone project that has modular pieces, and Project Aura. There was already a project that was out there like that. They are in the business of copying what emerging technologies. I mean, even their new inbox has it's basically Mailbox, man. It just works better.
Right. Yeah, I don't think that Google is funding this company for no reason. There's something more to it.
Yeah, this is a story that we're going to be following here as things develop and as new features come out and more information comes out. We'll definitely be doing more shows on it, because I think that this is probably one of the hottest virtual reality projects in the world right now.
Yeah, I think that the funding is truly astonishing. I mean, for a company that has nothing out there in the public sphere is just unbelievable amount of money to pour into something. And the valuation, I think I read, was probably north of $1 billion. So they're valuing whatever this company already has, whether it be a prototype or the IP or whatever, at over $500 million, which is a lot of money for IP without something behind it already.
Yeah, and probably a lot of these guys just got duped. They have some clever designers come in and make it look like, because I don't see any devices in any of these photos. I don't see any VR wearables.
Google didn't put in hundreds of millions of dollars for nothing. They didn't get duped. I mean, maybe the thing will flop, like you said, but they didn't get duped. They're not getting sold like a fancy Photoshop job.
Yeah, and I think that I would just point to basic business principles. That even if they do have something that's really unique and has some kind of patents or whatever, it's just there is no customer that knows this product and that likes it yet. So that's scary. That would be scary to me as an investor. I'm not an investor, but it would be scary to me.
Right. I think that there's some things that are, because I am an investor, I think that there are some things that are worth investing in, and there are things that blow your mind where you think that, wow, this is going to change the way that people do this, or this is the way that people change the way people see the world. And this company probably has something, because people Google and Andreessen Horowitz and stuff didn't throw in this kind of money for, hey, we're going to make a cool hologram.
Yeah, they're committing pretty hardcore, so we got to assume that they're smart and there's some reason why they are.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I think that that's good enough for this episode, and we'll just come back with more info on Magic Leap as shit develops.
Yeah, and hopefully their first product will be something where you can project a 3D ski mask onto your face.